Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and TTC update for cycle number 5, moving on to cycle number 6. So my period did arrive on time. That makes me happy because I know that my cycles are still regular and everything is okay in that aspect. So I have a 28-day cycle. My period arrived right on time. That is a good thing. Now, moving into cycle number 6, I decided that I had to look into this a little bit more and have a chat with my doctor as well to see maybe something is just not right, because the symptoms I've been having are nausea, the cramping constantly throughout my cycle, the sore, extremely painful at times breasts, starting from before I ovulate and lasting pretty much all the way until the first to second day of my period. The symptoms were just getting out of hand. I really needed to look into that and figure out what was going on. So today's cycle day 3 of my cycle as I'm filming this, and I'm feeling really positive after having the chat with my doctor, because I finally have answers in regards to what has been happening over the past few cycles, what is going on with my body at this point, and how to move forward. So first things first, with my doctor we had a very good conversation. I told her exactly how I was feeling. I described all my symptoms, how the symptoms changed starting from the point I stopped breastfeeding right up until now. It has been 3 months now, 3 cycles that I have not been breastfeeding. The symptoms have they've changed, evolved, and are getting closer to my normal regular symptoms that would be my PMS symptoms. After discussing a few things with my doctor and also having a physical exam, we did realize, number 1, that I am still lactating. So basically what is happening is that my breasts are still producing a small amount of milk that kind of gathers up as my cycle continues, before it is then absorbed by my body. This means that I still have prolactin, which is the breastfeeding hormone, in my system. The breastfeeding hormones are basically clashing with the reproductive hormones. Fun times. So there is a little battlefield in my body right after ovulation and leading up to my period, where prolactin and estrogen and progesterone are kind of having a bit of a battle. Progesterone and estrogen are trying to do their jobs and support pregnancy, whether that means rising, lowering, etc. Whilst prolactin is just kind of sitting there not letting them do their job. Very medical, I know. What has been happening is that I may have actually been conceiving, but the prolactin has been interfering with implantation. So I am ovulating. That is happening. Conception may well be happening, but the prolactin is not allowing the egg to either, well, the embryo to either implant, or it is actually stopping implantation halfway through, or causing what you would consider a chemical pregnancy, but very early chemical pregnancy, like not even, as soon as implantation is complete, it'll literally just get rid of it, basically. So with that being said, the other thing that we realized about my symptoms was that they are slowly changing into what would be considered normal PMS symptoms. My breast pain will slowly go away as my body realizes I'm not breastfeeding anymore and it does not need to produce milk, and they will dry up slowly. The fact that I was breastfeeding for 2 years is playing a big part in this, because my body is just used to doing this for so long that suddenly it doesn't know what to do. Obviously, over the next couple of months, this will stop and slowly my symptoms will just become simple, normal PMS symptoms as I know them. I will admit that the nausea this cycle was not as bad as the previous cycle, so I'm hoping that by next cycle it will be very minimal, if not at all. I'm hoping, but yeah. So other things as well, such as the acne, the pimples, etc. that I got, I would used to get those when I was getting my period before getting pregnant. That was also a sign that things are starting to regulate and go back to how they used to be, as well as many other symptoms and how they're kind of changing over the cycles, as we did discuss how they evolved slowly as well. Now, where that leaves us as far as trying to conceive and cycle number 6, etc. is interesting, not bad. It is positive, but it's just a little bit interesting and it's something to keep in mind. So since my body thinks it is still breastfeeding and it still needs to produce milk, I am technically trying to conceive while breastfeeding. So considering that, my chances of conceiving and getting pregnant basically are cut down to half at this point. What that means is that I can conceive, but implantation is having a few issues because of the lactating state that I am in. So basically it is not impossible for me to get pregnant at this stage, especially considering the fact that my hormones are regulating slowly as we speak. It just means that it is possible that I would have 50% less chance of getting pregnant over the next cycle, if not second cycle as well, clearly because of the prolactin not supporting implantation. So it is possible to get pregnant whilst breastfeeding. However, the possibilities are way lower than if you were not breastfeeding at all and had very low levels of prolactin. So moving forward at this point, we are still trying to conceive. Cycle number 6 is going to be an interesting cycle because I am really curious to see how my symptoms evolve and if they are going to be more towards PMS symptoms, if they're not going to be at all there, how my body is going to react. I am hoping that everything kind of starts to regulate a little bit faster. That's wishful thinking, I guess. So moving forward, we will be trying a lot more. And when I say a lot more, I mean basically we need to baby dance as much as possible, considering we have lower chances due to the prolactin kind of interfering with everything. So we will be kind of doing everything we did up to now and hopefully a lot more, because if you consider that we have had difficulty obviously due to the hormones with conception, implantation, etc., the fact that we've only been baby dancing once or twice when it came to my fertile window, I think has caused a lot of issues, as well as we have not been trying as much as we should when you are trying to conceive with a 50% lower rate of positive. So the positive note for this cycle is that my periods are very regular. The only reason my doctor said that I would get a blood test done is if my periods were not regular, started getting very irregular or very light. My periods have been getting heavier throughout the past 2-3 cycles. Considering how heavy it was yesterday, I am pretty happy with that, and I think that everything is pretty much getting on track, way better than it was previous cycle, and hopefully this cycle will now be even better, and maybe it might be our cycle. I'm really happy that I have answers to a lot of my burning questions. I now know that it was due to prolactin, it's all due to the fact that my body thinks I'm breastfeeding, and everything is just regulating a little bit slower and taking its time because of the 2 years that I was breastfeeding. I'm just happy to go into a new cycle. I'm happy to observe my symptoms. I'm happy to take this cycle as a bit of a cycle where we are trying to conceive, but we also know that if we don't conceive, it's okay, because my body still needs the time to kind of get itself together and move forward. I find it so interesting that our bodies work in such incredible ways where hormones can clash and cause issues, and just hormones are incredible things basically, and I really need to research a lot more and make a video for you guys really going in depth on breastfeeding, trying to conceive, hormones, you name it. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in the next one.